Okay, so I just seen Thor Love and Thunder, and it was a movie. I ain't like it all that much, to be honest with you. Uh, Marvel is a cartoon. Like, I went in the movie theater and I was embarrassed for that. Like, I was watching a cartoon for the first part of it, and then it was just I felt really awkward just being there watching. I was embarrassed watching some parts of this movie. Like the beginning, some parts of the beginning half of the movie, like, and Taika Waititi, uh, or maybe it's Marvel and not him, because I know these things are, you know, very planned out years in advance at that. So like maybe it might have been more Marvel's vision than his, but the action set pieces were they had a few great good set pieces, but for the most part the action was like I wasn't impressed by it. I they 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 have a clip of like this battle with him and the Guardians like on this planet, and then the blue alien people come in, which I watched that trailer on my phone, and it looked fine on there, but in the theater, it it they as soon as they popped up, bro, it was like these are cartoons, and yeah, like yeah, that's basically how I feel about the beginning half, but yeah, it was it like yeah, the action wasn't really my cup of tea. And everybody's gay in this fucking movie, bro. Like, the rock guy's gay, the black girl's gay, goddamn Zeus is gay, goddamn, bro. Everybody gay in this fucking movie, except for Gore. Speaking of which, bro, that was a good performance by Christian Bale. That was a really good performance by him. He stood out in the entire movie, bro. But matter of fact, I don't even care that this motherfucker is playing a character with no nose or ears, and he has nose and ears. He has a nose and ears. But yeah, he stole the show. It was he was very unique. The movie looked more entertaining on in the trailers than it actually was in person. Like it like the scene. I thought it was gonna be a different movie, and it wasn't. Right, it felt short as heck and real jokey, which I guess you gotta expect. I expected it with this, like, you know, it's a Marvel movie, and I saw the trailers, but it's like the jokes were just not, and then they hadn't landed for me, and then they had a lot of references. I actually understood the references, but like at this point, it's like, oh, that's what Marvel is now. You're just gonna reference shit. That's you're never gonna stop. And then yeah, yeah. This is Miles Morales' Thor, by the way. With what's that I'm switching out here. Everybody they're making him into every superhero now. So and nobody liked their Thor version of him, so I'm just remaking it. Uh, it was alright. I can't, nah. Yeah, it's alright. I didn't even really finish it, but you're seeing the process. Now back to Thor. I can't get over the fact that the action wasn't really that good, bro. Cause like some of this shit looked cool. Like Zeus and the way he used his weapon, that shit looked cool. The shit was cool. I didn't expect the plot to, I thought Gore was gonna kill his ass, like, but he didn't. Thor almost killed him. Thor almost killed him, but he survived. This man survived a hole through the chest, bro. He got hit through the chest, and there was a visible hole, a big ass hole in his chest, and he survived that shit. And then they used that to. I just realized, right? I spoiled this whole movie. It's been out for days now, but like I'm gonna put a spoiler warning on this shit. But yeah, they used him to bring in Hercules, which all right, that's cool. Hey, I don't know, I'm tired of it superhero movies, to be honest with you. I'm kind of over them. Like with this movie, I realized that going into this movie, I'm kind of over superheroes. Like I was watching the trailers like before this shit started, and there was one for Black Adam, and I watched that shit on my phone. The trailer when it originally dropped, I watched it on my phone, and that shit was kind of. It looked good to me, to be honest. It looked good over the phone, and then I seen that shit on the big screen, and I'm like, yeah, I'm over this, bro. I do not need to see any of that shit, bro. Like, do anybody even really care? Even the people who fake like they cared about this comic book shit, does anybody even really care now? Like, it's sad. I'm not really sad. It's just I'm a DC fan, so I wanted them to have something like Marvel did, but they don't. They're fine though. They're a big brand. They have like video games and shit to feel that it's very successful video games coming to keep their name and brand strong and shit like that. But yeah, I'm kinda typed it out with this comic book shit, man. Even in the actual comics, I'm kind of done with that shit. What else about this shites? To be honest, that's all it is, bro. If I don't really got much else to say about this shit. Just I gotta rate this shit. This shit, you could honestly just bootleg this. That's my rating. It's bootleg. You have to bootleg this shit. It's not worth going out into theaters to see. To be honest, and that's just my opinion. Upon first viewing, just bootleg this shit. Like get a little a shitty ass laptop, plug up to one of them websites, and then just use that shit. Hook the aux up to your TV, and use that shit to bootleg, bro. Honestly, even if this shit like got some type of grain on it on the bootleg site, bro, it is honestly better than going out and spending money on this shit, bro. But that's my verdict. You can click off or finish this sketch. Subscribe and shit. You hear me?